Hello there, Kenny Durkin here. A million years ago in 2011, I did this little cartoon of the Muppets as the Ghostbusters, and I called it Ghostmuppers. Here we are, years later. There's going to be a new Ghostbusters movie coming out real soon called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And there's been a bunch of posters for it, but this one I liked in particular because it has a lot of characters on it. And I looked at that and I said, boy, that would be ripe for a great Muppet parody if I could come up with a good joke for Frozen Empire. I already have Ghost Muppers. I need something for Frozen Empire. And I couldn't think of anything, and I almost gave up. And then my 10-year-old son, Oliver, came to me and he said, well, what about Fuzzy Empire? And I thought, oh, that's brilliant. The characters are made of fleece and foam. Fuzzy Empire, that's perfect. So I went forth with it. Um, and the first thing I did was try to recast all the characters. Now, when I do a parody and I try to recast everybody to the source material, I'm partially thinking about their personalities. Sometimes the personalities match up perfectly. Sometimes to be kind of ironic or silly, I'll go the opposite way with the personality. And sometimes it's just based off their physicality. You'll notice that with Sam in the original poster, the character has a certain expression on his face, and when I looked at that, I said, "Well, I don't know anything about the character, but according to the expression, it looks like Sam the Eagle's expression." So that's what I did. The challenge with these Muppet parodies is that the Muppets don't really have a very deep bench when it comes to female characters. So I knew that with the lead adult female, that has to be Miss Piggy. The younger female lead is Phoebe. I had that be Annie Sue. I think a lot of people might not know who Annie Sue is, um, and might think that maybe I'm just doing Miss Piggy again, or a different, just a random Muppet Pig, but that's Annie Sue. I also got Janice in there, and then the one kind of regrettable casting decision I made was for Janine. I had to make her be Mildred, who's this kind of old lady character, which I thought was a bit unfair because Janine is played by Annie Potts, who's this beautiful woman. And so, sorry, Annie, but it's all in good fun. Um, so I got everybody inked in there and get their placement right. That Oh, it also gave me a chance to draw some monsters too. So I got to draw Big Mean Carl as the big bad guy, and I put some longer horns on him to match the character. And I got to draw Behemoth, who is named Gene as a nickname. And so anytime I can get Gene Beretta in a picture, I'm happy. Um, then I cast the Ectomobile as Fozzie Studebaker from the Muppet movie. And I had to go through the movie and find some good screenshots where I could get the right angle. And I even did the Ghostbusters logo again with a Muppet ghost. You can see Muppet ghosts when you watch the Muppet Show. You see those guys. Started working on the skyline, getting that all in there. Right now, you see I'm going back in and just kind of tweaking the inks. And then I started flatting in the colors. Just doing flat colors, getting everybody colored in there. And then once that's done, I got kind of a good palette and a good jumping off point to start adding textures. I was originally just going to make everybody flat like I did in the original uh, Ghost Muppers image that you saw at the beginning, but I wanted it to match the poster, and hey, why not give myself extra work? So I went back in and I started rendering these guys, getting their textures, um, giving them some volume and shape, and it really kind of pops them out a little bit more, makes them look more um, believable. Um, And that's a really meticulous process, and you get into this kind of Zen mode where kind of all time and space just kind of drips away, and it's very therapeutic. That's the thing about working digitally, is that you can pick at this stuff forever and ever and ever, and the hardest part is knowing when to stop. So I'm still going in there, and you'll start to see the volumes coming in. Watch Scooter. Here it comes. Here it comes, and boom, there he is. Uh, Trying to get a good light source going, because I know later on I'm going to have uh, these beams coming off of light and lightning and things like that. So then I start working on the background. I just kind of skip around all over the place, because everything affects everything else. Um, and you'll see where I'm working on Gene right there, getting some more texture on him. As you step back and look at this stuff, things pop out at you, and you have to jump back in and fix them and adjust them to the point where you're satisfied. So once I get all these characters rendered to where I like them, I'm gonna start working on the background, getting that cloud in there. That gave me some trouble, trying to get the cloud right. Um, Not totally satisfied with it, but it is what it is. Tire tracks, the ground, the river, and then the ice. I did the ice flat, and then I made it translucent. And then getting the title on there as well. I had to find as close to a font as I could. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. And then going back in and getting all the little details. And then the proton streams, which I struggled with for a little while, and then I figured out how to do it to a point that made sense to me, and even threw some penguins in there, because you always got to throw some penguins in when it's cold. So there it is, Ghostmuppers Fuzzy Empire. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.